Whoa, there's already 7 people in here. We outside. Can y'all hear me all right? I figured I'd change it up. I'm not sure why my camera is autofocusing like crazy. I might try to figure that out. I might hop up and try to see if I can fix that, but it keeps fucking moving. Love the scene. Thank you. I'm just trying to figure out why I'm autofocusing like crazy. It doesn't do this when I podcast, but it's doing it a lot right now. No worries, Joe. Y'all give me just a second. I'm going to hop up and try to see if I can fix the autofocus function so I stop coming in and out. Give me just a minute here, but I'm glad the audio is good because there's a little kid screaming at the house next to me. Please work. Please work. Bring me into focus. All right, maybe this will work. Maybe this will work. Kool-Aid over ice. Good name. Thanks for joining. I hope the lighting stays decent. Let me put my hat on backwards so you can actually see my face and eyeballs. Welcome everybody. 13 people strong already, and it's just 7:01 p.m. So if you're new here, if this is your first one, obviously I'm Michael, Higher Up Wellness. Good to have you. Good to see you. Feel free to drop anything you want in the chat. Talk with each other. Talk with me. Ask me anything you want. Someone DM me today asking me about financial questions. I'm no guru, but I'll give it my best shot. But have the goal of breeding and bringing on conversation. I want to talk with you. I want to get to know you all. And I do this weekly in the school community. So if you are new in the school community and you haven't had the chance to check out the playbooks, please go check them out. I think they're tremendously valuable and well worth the $7 a month alone. And get to know the people in the community too. I mean, we've got already inside jokes in the community, and I do challenges every month. So it works if you work it, like they say in AA, which might be an interesting analogy to make, but I digress. So I'm going to open this up twofold. I'm going to give you guys a detailed insight, which I'm not posting on my TikTok, into my cutting strategy for the spring and show you guys exactly what I'm doing. Now, I talked about it. I talked about it on TikTok and like what I was doing at a high level, but I did not speak in depth, like at a scheduled basis, as to what I'm doing. Practicing disc golf drives right now. I love it. Were you the one that posted and asking if there were any disc golfers? One of my best friends is a professional disc golfer. He plays in the PDGA. So let's talk about me cutting strategy. I'll just review these messages really quick, make sure I didn't miss anything. Hope, good to see you per usual. Thank you, Persona. What up, William? New to the community and enjoying it. Trish, hell yeah. Currently on a lean bulk, 3 pounds per week, and next month I'm going on vacation and plan to try a lot of foods. How should I prepare for a full week on eating but not going super crazy? Enjoy your vacation. AS1 Hazard, this question is yours. Enjoy the vacation. Have fun. Don't fret about food, especially if you're on a bulk. Like, enjoy yourself. Try the pasta. Try the pate, whatever it is, wherever you're going. Try it and enjoy it. Have fun. That's operation. A lot of squirrels back there. Operation number 1. If you want to be somewhat rigid, Muda, what up, Muda? Roderick Samuda just hopped in the first stream ever. But if you go out and make reasonable choices, don't be an ass when you eat. Focus on protein, focus on produce. A lot of foreign countries are a lot better about whole food being the center of their meals than America is. But it's just most important to have fun. So just enjoy yourself and eat what you want to eat and do what you're supposed to do. And don't worry. The bulk, the diet, all that shit will be there when you get back. So I am going to break into now my cutting strategy, which was the yap session that I had planned for you guys. I'm going to take you through, and then I'm going to go over to the community because I posted a Q&A. Give me your Q's and I'll give you my A's. And I think we've only got 5. So if you guys have questions for me that you want me to specifically answer or dive into detail about anything, drop them in the chat if you didn't have the chance to post in the community today. So without further ado, I'm going to Share my screen. I'm assuming you guys can see this. This is my cutting strategy broken down like to the hour. So my main goal is reducing meal frequency and pushing out calories as far as I can to the end of the day. Like right now, it's 7:04 p.m. I've still got like 1,600 calories to play with in the next hour and a half. Excuse me, hour and a half. So that allows me a great deal of caloric freedom, and it also allows me to feel like I am not really dieting. When I push my food off to later in the day, it was the only thing that worked for me as a former fat boy. I don't like eating a ton during the day anyway. I like feeling light and maybe even a little bit hungry at times. So let's dive into it. 7 a.m., I'm just going to wake up, water with electrolytes. You guys all know the morning routine if you're here by now. Water, light, movement, cold. So I'm going to wake up, drink my water with optimized minerals and salt. When the sun rises, because I wake up before the sun, I go out and I do my walk, 15, 20 minutes in the morning sun. And then I come back and I take a cold shower. That's it. And then from 8 to noon, I'm deep working. I'm getting all the shit done. The hardest part of my day always comes first. And I'll get another 20 minutes total of walking. So at noon, I'm already 40 minutes into my steps, typically around 5,000 steps at this time. Um, at noon, I will either have meal one or I'm going to continue to fast. Remember, I said the goal is a reduced meal frequency and pushing as many calories as off comfortably into the latter part of the day as I can. And if I'm going to have meal one, it is going to be protein and fat. It is not going to be carbohydrate dense whatsoever for two main reasons: energy levels and satiety. So my first meal is going to include protein, which is the most satiating macronutrient, at least 40 to 60% of my protein intake for the day in that one meal, 30 to 40 grams of fat, and little to no carbs. Easiest way to do this for me without thinking about it a bunch: beef and eggs. I'll have 6 to 8 ounces of ground beef, 3 to 5 eggs, maybe throw in an avocado, and that is delicious. It's nutrient dense, it's high protein, high fat, and it'll keep me full forever. When you take protein and you pair it with fat, also, if you're dropping questions, I can't see them because I'm on screen share. When you take protein, the most satiating macronutrient, and you pair it with fat, the macronutrient that slows digestion, you get a meal that keeps you full for hours. So you could do steak and broccoli or chicken thighs and broccoli covered in a little bit of olive oil, right? You've got protein, fat, and a little bit of fiber. The goal on the first half of the day for me is stay satiated, focus on protein, and keep the carbs low. A lower carbohydrate amount earlier in the day is going to do a couple things for me. There's going to be a minimal blood sugar impact, which means there's going to be a minimal blood sugar fall, which means reduced hunger and better energy levels. Lower blood sugar typically attributes to the need to reach for a snack and maybe a little bit of lethargy. Carbs also release serotonin, which make us a little bit tired, sleepy, and increase our well-being, which is great in the evening, but not when I have shit to do. So that's going to be meal one. It's going to be 5 to 800 calories, fairly small. Or I'm going to continue to just rip the fast. If I'm crushing it, I'm not hungry, I'll just listen to my gut. I ask myself, am I craving protein? And if I'm not, I won't eat. 2 p.m. is typically when I'll train, whether that's a run or a lift. I go into that on electrolytes and non-stim pre-workout from EcoVision, the Satori 3.0. Highly recommend it. Crazy pumps. And then I come back and I'll knock out the remainder of my workday. That's typically around 3:30, not 3. And then at 5:30, I'm probably a little bit hungry by this point, so I'll have something protein-centric. Lately, I've been having the prosciutto and cheese roll-ups, or I'll have lunch meat and cheese, or I'll literally make a lunch meat taco with turkey and avocado and salt and hot sauce. Love that meal. And that I'm basically just eating something to push off my calories to dinner time, where I have most of my calories, protein, and carbs. And that's around dinner time, which is now, but tonight I'm going to be eating late because my dinner, I have to cook it still. That's going to be a big meal, 1,000 to 1,500 calories and 100 grams of protein. That looks like chicken and potatoes, or a couple of 2 Nutrition Solutions meal preps, or steak and homemade French fries. All very good food, but this is protein, carbs, and fats. And then if I have 1,000-calorie meal, I'll probably have a dark chocolate bar and some whole milk or Greek yogurt with raw honey and pineapple, which my mouth just started watering as I said that. And that's my sweet tooth snack before bed. And that's exactly what I do. And I don't track this in an app tightly. I've tracked for so many years now that I know generally if I stick to this cadence and I'll ballpark this in my head, I always end up within 24 to 2,600 calories on the day. And that's plenty of a deficit for me. And that's my exact approach to cutting. So I'm going to kill the share now, and I'm going to hop over to the school community and answer some of the. He's going to come back. Oh no. Did I just do that whole fucking thing and you guys couldn't see it? Motherfucker. All right, let me share it again. I just talked through it in detail, so hopefully I gave you some insight. Let me try again and see if you can see this. Can you see that inception of multiple screens going into oblivion now? Anybody? Bueller, can you see this? Okay, perfect. Now that you're all staring at your own chats, this is what I was showing you. I talked through it in detail, but I built out a little map of my day from 7 a.m. I talked about the deep work and the walks, the morning routine, the first meal. I'm not going to say all of this again because I might pass out if I have to talk that much again. But rip my fast as long as I can, reduce my meal frequency, train in the middle of the afternoon, work hopefully done by 5. That has not been the case lately. A light snack of protein, big dinner around 7, and then maybe a sweet tooth snack right before bed, in bed by 10. This is all I was showing you. It's a little PowerPoint slide from Canva. Got Canva right, Hope? What did Hope say? He's probably on Canva. I'm imagining a Canva screen. That's actually so funny. Am I that predictable? I'm imagining a Canva screen with his schedule and foods. That's actually hilarious. Emma, holy shit, you're here. Hello, Emma. I'm used to seeing you in the TikTok lives. I'm going to start going live on TikTok less and less and only in here. So it's another little value add for the community, but I got to build awareness about the community first. Also, guys, we're up to 120 members in the school. So I fucking love that. Love you guys. Even though only 10% of you guys are in here right now, 20%. I'm very grateful for that. It's what he does. That's still hilarious. I love how you were able to guess that. Can y'all hear any background noise? I'm just curious before I go to the next thing. Can y'all hear any background noise at all? Because a fucking muscle car just drove by, and I think this mic is so good at only picking up what's in front of it that it did not detect it. Wow, that's awesome. Thank you, AS1 brother. I appreciate that. Okay, good. As long as it's not like debilitating the quality of the stream. That's what I care about. This mic was not cheap, so it better do its damn job. All right, now I'm going to go over to the community, and muscle car sounded like a breeze. I assure you it wasn't. It scared the shit out of me. I'm going to go over to the community and look at my post where I said, what are your questions for the live stream? Now, I only have 5. And when I get to the end of these questions, that'll either be the end of the stream or I'll answer anything that you want to have. I hope to be off here by 7:45 because I have a lot of dinner to cook and it's going to take me a while and I'm hungry. Fun fact, when you're dieting, it's okay to be hungry every once in a while. You can just sit with it. Not a big deal. So, Naveed, I believe Naveed is in here in the stream. Yes, you are. Naveed, you asked a question that I thought was interesting, and it's the first one in the comments. So it doesn't have anything to do with fitness, and I'll try to give my best 2 cents on it. I'm no Dave Ramsey. I'm no millionaire. I'm in a fortunate spot for someone my age, so I'll try to give you something valuable. So Naveed asked, how do I set goals in terms of creating wealth, but I don't really know what I want to do in life? Like I'm constantly looking for my specific knowledge rather than starting. But I have a vague idea of what 10.0 person looks like. Or Hormozy says, what does the 80-year-old version of me need to look like? So Naveed, I have a follow-up question to that, which is, how old are you? That's important because if you're 19, no shit, you don't know what you want to do. I was still knocking back bottom shelf whiskey and eating Waffle House 3 times a week when I was 19. So you're fine. You're ahead of the game for even asking that question. I was just thinking about what I was going to do tomorrow or what I was going to drink tomorrow. So 21. Yeah, you're a kid, man. I'm only 26. I'm a kid, but you're a kid. So the fact that you're asking this question is already a good sign, in my opinion, that you're ahead of most 21-year-olds because most 21-year-olds are not on this live stream right now trying to get better, trying to learn something. So take that for what it is, which is a lot, is that you are ahead of the game already just by asking the question. When it comes to setting goals in terms of building wealth, you're either still in school or you've got a typical 21-year-old job. I would just decide. The way I've heard it put is decide what you want your life to look like and reverse engineer from there. So again, it becomes a part of 10.0 you. The fact that you're 26 is actually blowing my mind. Yeah, I'm a boomer at heart. I am. I can barely work my iPhone. For a guy that's on TikTok, that's a problem. But I digress. So Naveed, you mentioned that you vaguely know what 10.0 you looks like. But the first thing I say in the video of defining 10.0 you is you need to get crystal clear. Now, Naveed, if you haven't already, go watch my mindset playbook. Honestly, the best answer to this question is go watch the mindset playbook. I talk about getting crystal fucking clear on your goals. I call it crystal fucking clear. I think it's going to answer a lot of this for you. But really, the great equalizer is action. And I know you're smart. Oh, you did watch it. Okay, so that's why you're asking. So I know you're smart because you use the phrase, what did you say? I'm constantly looking for my specific knowledge, which means you're sitting, you're thinking, you're meditating on it, you're trying to find the right angle, but you're not actually doing anything. You're not actually taking action. I think I talked about it in the video that I know a lot of dumb millionaires, idiots that make bread. And it's because dumb people, they just start trying shit. And if it doesn't work, well, I don't understand rejection or failure. I'm just going to move on to the next thing because I'm an idiot. But eventually, they find something that sticks. Like I see so many people on the internet where I'm like, dude, you are not smarter than me. How are you this much richer than me? And it's because they simply just take action. They try things. So find something you have even an inkling of interest in and just go try it. I mean, maybe it's content creation. Maybe you want to start making a little bread on TikTok views or TikTok shop. But you've already clearly spent time trying to find specific knowledge, but also give yourself a little bit of grace because you're a kid. You're 21. And there's a theory, I think it's Japanese, the stone theory, that the next stone in your path will not reveal itself to you until you step on the one in front of you. But when you step on the one in front of you, they generally reveal themselves. So action is the great equalizer. Start trying things. You may have a lot of failures. Well, feedback. There are no failures, just feedback. You may have a lot of feedback on things that don't work, but now you know what didn't work and you can build from that. In the last 12 months of me becoming self-employed, I've tried things and they haven't worked. But that's fine. Now I get closer to what does when I do that. So stop analyzing, stop trying to build your specific knowledge, and just start trying some things. Take on some new skills. I hope that answers your question. I'm no guru, but I hope that answers your question. I'm going to lower my camera really quick because I'm getting fucking scoliosis. It's a little bit too high. Ugh. All right. I'm also going to hold the mic back here because this puts me in more of a comfy position. I'm lounging now. Let's go on to question number 2. Naveed, get crystal clear on 10.0 you. Write that shit down. Excuse me, I just burped. Hope. Miss Hope. Always love answering questions from you or just hearing from you in general. You brighten up my day. How do you start habit formation? What steps does it take? How much pressure do you put on yourself? And then, second question. That's a separate question. So how do you start habit formation? What steps do you take? How much pressure do you put on yourself? I'm going to pull some homages from James Clear's book, Atomic Habits, but also my personal experience. So it's twofold. The bullshit about it takes 21 days to build a habit, 90 days to make it your identity. It's a crock of shit. It's not true. And to be honest with you, move this down. To be honest with you, they say it takes more like somewhere between 18 and 251 days. So I can't rely on a unit of time to be the thing that creates my motivation, rather. But at this point, I've built enough new habits. I've stacked enough proof that I know that I can, in fact, take on a new habit if I want to. So in the last year, or in the last 2.5 years, I've become a runner and now a distance runner. I've become an avid user of cold exposure. I'm pointing at my cold plunge here. I've added new supplements and taken them for months on end at a time. Even that, something as small as that, like the last 30 days, I've taken vitamin D3 every day, and I've never done that every day. I've always been shoddy with it. But that's still a habit, no matter how big or small. And you start small. For me, I started small with my habits and stacked wins, and then I just go on to bigger habits. So I also am self-aware enough, so itchy right now. And you should be self-aware enough to know that it's going to be difficult. It just is. Like, you have to anticipate a certain level of difficulty. Habit stacking, yes, you've read the book. We talked about this, Olivia. I forgot about that. You have to anticipate a certain level of difficulty when taking on a new habit and almost look forward to it. Because if you don't, it's going to fucking uppercut you. And even as something as simple as, oh, I forgot to take my vitamin D today. That's difficult. It may not be as difficult as running 20 miles for the first time, but it's still a degree. You see that little kid in the background? It's behind my shoulder. There he is. So yeah, Hope, I'm glad you're rereading it. I simply tell myself, like, this is probably just going to be hard for a few days, and that's fine. But at this point, I've stacked enough proof to know that I can suck at something, and then eventually I get really good at it. And that may be oversimplified, but that is genuinely what I tell myself. Like, now I'm training for my new Musogi. I'm training to break that world record in July to run a 5:24 mile. I've never even come close to a 5:24 mile. Today I ran a 6:18, 6:19, and that's still really far off. It's almost a minute off. I suck at that right now. And this is my new habit I have to build, which is speed training. Never done it before. And I know after building all of these habits and becoming above average in them, I know that this is just the process. It's the same process. And when you have a process or a system, as James Clear calls it, you can make it predictable and repeatable and know what to anticipate or expect. So I know my process is be on a regimented training program. And I was literally thinking this in the run today. This sucks right now, and I'm sucking wind, and this is so hard. But in 4 weeks, I'm going to be so stoked that I did this. But it's not fun right now. I'm not enjoying it. So I'm building a habit right along with you. I don't put pressure on I was going to say I don't put pressure on myself, but I put a deadline on myself. The deadline for this is July 14th. I have to have a 5:24 mile by July 14th. So um, maybe put a goal date, like you want to do something by this date that correlates to the habit. Or one thing that Chris Williamson talks about in his podcast, Modern Wisdom, is setting a timeline to something makes it easier for me to adhere to. Like, for example, he went sober, but he said, I started with, I'm just going to go sober for 30 days. And then it feels like you're making progress every single day. But then the 30-day point hit, and he was like, well, I'm going to do another 30 days. So maybe whatever the habit is you're building, if you can't assign a goal or a race day or a meet or something to it, say, I'm going to do this for the next 21 days, next 30 days. And every day you do it, you feel the positive feedback loop and the dopamine hit of, oh, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer, I'm getting closer. And then it becomes more solidified, more proof. And then it's part of your identity. And you just, now it's like brushing your teeth. I don't say I'm going to brush my teeth for the next 365 days. I just fucking do it. And that's the goal with any new habit that's positive. I hope that's helpful. I hope it is. Olivia says to Hope, if you're a list person, you might like a habit tracking app. Very good advice. Tyler said, found more of those Bear Bell protein bars while traveling. Absolutely amazing. Good recommendation. Hell yeah. I am glad to, my hair. I'm glad to be of assistance. All right. Hope had a part 2 question. Second question. How do you decide oh my gosh, Hope, this is so funny. How do you decide activity level on the TDEE calculator? I think moderate for me, but I'm not sure. Zone 2 run 2 times a week, 1 pace run, strength train 3 times a week. I just went over this in my coaching community, and I'm about to launch a program that's for purchase, where you purchase a program, you get one of the ice baths for free. There's only 350 of them. They're going to be probably $129 for the program, a full master food list, AI food plan integration, and a couple of video tutorials from me. Again, it's going to be an astronomical amount of value. I'm super excited about it. I just finished it today. Regardless, I have a video where I go over this exactly, and I went over it with my coaching community today on our group call. So the best way that I would put it, and I guess I could do it on screen share, but I don't want to fuck it up again. Hope, I would put you at moderately active. The hard parts for people to calculate on the TD, for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, total daily energy expenditure calculator. It calculates your calorie maintenance for you. It's an estimate, but it's still a calculation. I put myself as moderate, and I know my calorie intake very well at this point, and it's pretty dead on. So I would put you as moderate. exercise 3 to 5 times a week. That will probably give you within 10% accuracy, I would say. Hopefully that answers your question. Oh, and another thing that people struggle with is what body fat percentage am I? Because it asks for that. If you've never done a DEXA scan, which is the superior method for tracking that, just look up body fat percentage male or body fat percentage female and look at the graphics that it shows you for like 10% looks like this, 12% looks like this, and then just match whichever one you look most closely like. That's what I did, and it's pretty accurate. Valentina says, it's good to make the habit so easy that you can't fail and build it from there. Want to read more? Put the goal of reading 1 page a day. Create accomplishment feelings, and you will like your habit. Yeah, that's solid. I think that's a James Clear principle too. He talks about like removing friction between you and the thing you want to do more of, and adding friction between you and the thing you want to do less of. The analogy he uses is, let's say you want to watch less TV. Okay, well, let's say the TV's in an entertainment center. Close the entertainment center. So every time you want to go watch TV, you have to consciously open it. Well, that's not enough. Okay, take the batteries out of the remote. Okay, now take the remote and put it across the room from where you sit on the couch. So now you have to open up the entertainment center, put the batteries back in the remote, go get the remote. Before you know it, you're like, shit, what am I doing? I don't want to watch TV. So that's a great idea. It's like, it's frictionless for anyone to read 1 page a day. I might do that tonight. Thank you, Valentina. That is super good advice. That's how I've been about my journaling. Just journal for 3 minutes. And then by the time I hit minute 3, I'm like, I might as well finish. And it's the same thing with fitness. Like sometimes I have to tell myself today, which now I'm at 13,000, almost 14,000 steps. I had to tell myself, like, just go for a 5-minute walk. You'll feel better. 5 minutes in, it became a 15-minute walk. So make it such a no-brainer that you don't really have to think about it. And that's how you create positive feedback loops and dopamine release, because we're all just little dopamine rats. Love the content. Really been helpful with determination, not making emotional decisions. Thank you for the comment on that podcast. I appreciate it. Currently coaching myself for your first bodybuilding show. Holy shit. Bro, you should have done summer shredding. 90-pound transformation. That's wild. Congratulations, Garrett, and thank you for the compliment. I appreciate you, brother. Do you ever use the body fat from the scales? No, Hope. Do not use that metric. It is not accurate at all. All right, William, if you're still in here. William asks, oh man, y'all are going to make me get thought-provoked up in here. Let me take a deep breath because I've been talking fast and a lot. All right. What do you do when you hit? William Kraft asked, what do you do? By the way, I'll go follow William. He has a pretty massive page on TikTok. What do you do when you hit a rough patch in life or work specifically? I just got bad news on deals I've been working for months and was told my quota was getting raised by 25%. Yeesh. This kills my earning potential relative to last year. I'm not depressed. I'm just finding it hard to see the silver lining. Would love to understand how you work through rough times mentally. Well, William, first off, awesome question. Thank you. I love when people ask insightful questions like that like make me think. I was also in sales, so I empathize. And I remember when I got my raise, when I negotiated and I renegotiated my whole comp plan. I went from a 65K base salary to a 90K base salary and one-time commissions at 3% of the deal to recurring commissions at 10% of the TCV, total contract value. So I renegotiated a way more favorable comp plan for me. And they came back and went, oh, okay, we're also going to double your quota if you want all of this. Double. So it went from 500K to $1 million. Now, the first thing I said as soon as I got that was, I can do this. I didn't let any other thought creep in my mind. I didn't let, oh, fuck, are you kidding me? I went, oh, shit. Okay, I can do this. Like it was panic, and then it was immediate certainty. So you need to shift your brain away from any sort of frustration or, again, it is a form of victim mentality when you're like, what the fuck, man? Why would they do this? This is bullshit. No. Pivot. I can do this. All right. They're moving the carrot. That's fine. I'm assuming you have accelerators tied to hitting quota, which is why you said it kills your earning potential relative to last year. So the first step is be careful with your internal dialogue. Remember, the voice you spend the most time with is your own. Don't lose that person's respect. So tell yourself, I can do this. I will do this. Write it down. Get crystal fucking clear on it. Like I say in the mindset playbook, write that shit down. I will go 10% past this quota increase they give me. I'll be at 110% of my new quota. Write it down and then put the work in. Now, outside of that, frustration, anxiety, panic, whatever you're feeling, twofold is how I handle it. Training. I have anchors in my life, right? So training is an anchor for me. I'm feeling bad, I go train. I'm feeling happy, I go train. I'm feeling sad, I go train. Get into the gym, push yourself, get some of those feel good neurotransmitters that might make it easier for you to see the silver lining in your scenario. Let physical training always be the anchor because it's the cornerstone of mental health. And also action. Action typically kills any anxiety, any worry or lack of well being. Jordan Peterson said once, anxiety is adaptive, but it's our bodies telling us to move. Anxiety, we feel it for a reason. At one time, it served our evolutionary advancement. Now it's maladaptive because we live in these safe environments. But generally speaking, when I feel anxious about work, which I have been lately, every time I get some shit done, that feeling goes away. So that is what I would recommend that you do, is you make sure to put in some work because that will kill anxiety. Also, my neighbor just walked by with his beagle, and I could hear him just sniffing on the patio. These people walking by probably think I'm an absolute psycho. Like, what is this guy doing? So take action and don't let any internal dialogue enter your brain other than, I can do this and I will. Thoughts become things, man. I'm not the most woo-woo person in the world, but I believe that shit. Thoughts become things. So be careful what you say and what you let into your mind and subconscious. And that's how I do it. I hope that's helpful. Joshua Nicholas. Might be an odd question, but how do you go about writing down goals? I hear that's a good practice to write down your goals on paper where they can be seen as a reminder on the reg. Do you hear that dog? That beagle barks he just goes, "Hurr, hurr." It's the funniest shit ever. Sorry, Josh. I heard it might be a good practice. Still doing it. I know you guys can't hear what I'm hearing, but it's so irritating. Write down your goals on paper. They can be seen as a reminder on the regular. I know it's not as simple as writing down, I want to lose 20 pounds. I guess there's like an outline based method or aspect to it that can help with steps and whatnot that helps people stay on track. Josh, I'm just going to say, watch the mindset playbook. That's it. Because I don't think good Lord, this dog, man. I don't think you have. Hell yeah, William, go crush it. I don't think you have. Otherwise, you'd probably know what I said, would say about this. But the mindset playbook will tell you how to set and achieve and accomplish goals. Literally, reverse engineer the whole thing. So that's all I'll say about that. Tim Fournier. Not sure if Tim's in here. Can you go in depth on 24 plus hour fasts and their benefits, especially in a cutting phase? Sure. Oh, Kool-Aid over ice. This is you, Joshua. I see. Okay, my bad. Go check it out, brother. We can hear the little dog. Okay. Thank you, Valentina. So detail on prolonged fasting. This was actually one of my first ever viral videos on TikTok. And if you scroll way down to one of my first posts, you can see it says something like why I don't eat for 3 days at a time or something. And I go into some of the research that we have on prolonged fasting. And I will say, when I'm on a cut, I'm not recommending anybody do this. And no, I don't have a eating disorder. But when I'm on a cut, I'll throw in prolonged fasting, 24 hours, 36 hours, simply because it rips through body fat. If we think about it this way, a 500 calorie daily deficit times 7 days is 3,500, right? There's roughly 3,500 calories of stored energy. And let me get comfy as I'm on a yap here. There's roughly 3,500 calories of stored energy in a pound of body fat. So when I do a 36-hour fast and I have a 3,000 calorie maintenance and I don't consume calories for a day and a half, I put myself into roughly a 3,000 calorie deficit. So I've bought myself a week less of dieting in a day and a half. As far as the research goes, I will say all of it is on mammal models. So anything about, like, there's some evidence that it absolutely slashes circulating IGF-1 levels, insulin-like growth factor, which lower IGF levels are correlated with prolonged lifespan and aging, positive benefits on aging. I cannot believe I can recant all of this from memory. I wish I could do this with other things in my life besides fitness. Anyway, it's also just good physiologically to understand like your hunger signals and what hunger feels like. And a lot of people have never experienced it. I think it's important. It's also, I've found personally, great for gut health. I have a lot of gut issues that manifest on my skin. And after a long fast, they seem to resolve. If you think about it logically, like we give our body a break from everything. We give our brain a break from work. We give our body a break from the gym, but we never give our gut a break. We're always putting something in it. People are eating all day, every day. And don't you think if it had some damage, like maybe it needs a second to heal? Because legitimately, scientifically speaking, every time you digest something or ingest something, your body has to assign attention to it to see if it has, pathogens or if it's dangerous or poisonous. It goes, hey, what's that? Send some white blood cells or send some blood over there. Like, let's check that out. Okay, it's fine. Or okay, it's not fine. Hence my gut. And it makes sense to me, just common sense wise, that I need to give my body a break. I will also say that when you prolong fast, you do enter ketosis, and that feels fucking remarkable. It's like being on Adderall. Your energy levels are great. You're fucking crystal clear, but you do have to stay hydrated. Stay on top of electrolytes with salt, potassium, and magnesium. Some people drive fast. I think it's dangerous. Not a proponent of it. And I'm not recommending you do any of this. I'm not a physician. I'm just sharing my experience and what I've read. There's some evidence to show that fasting also increases autophagy, which is cellular turnover and repair. Basically, it's when the young, healthy, vibrant cells eat the old, dead, and dying cells. And that's great. However, when compared to caloric restriction, calorie deficit also has pro longevity and anti aging effects. It seems that autophagy was equal. Again, a lot of this is in mammal models. Do I think it's absolute magic? No. But do I feel really good when I do a prolonged fast at least once a quarter? Absolutely. So if you're going to do it, not recommending it, stay on top of your hydration, do your research. There's a guy on YouTube called The Snake Diet that I learned about prolonged fasting from fat loss for. And he just gets super fat and gets super skinny just to prove points that it's not hard. And it makes my cuts relatively quick. So that was a certified yap. And if you want to learn more, I have more on like a 5-minute video on TikTok, way at the bottom of my page. You'll be able to see it. It's like me in a hoodie walking and talking. And that, with that being said, I believe that brings us to the end of the question. Olivia, oh wait, hold on. There's some chats here I didn't see. Making it a great story has been my mentality all my professional career. I just think I forgot that mentality today. Thanks for the reminder. Fuck yeah. You're the main character in your own story, brother. I think the hunger cycle is interesting. It gets so high and then just drops off. It is. A lot of people don't realize that the feeling of hunger typically fades. Your body will release ghrelin, make you a little bit hungry. But if you don't respond to the signal, it will be like, all right, well, we're not going to give this guy's not going to give us food. We might as well not keep him uncomfortable. Typically at like 30 hours in, I just don't have a hunger response anymore. It is really interesting. And I think it's a good way to get very in tune with your body. What's up, Shaquille? When is the merch dropping? The hoodie looks sick. I doubt it'll look this sick because this is a Lulu hoodie and it's a one of one. It was a Christmas gift. But I guess I should take a poll on if people would buy merch. I don't want to do 100 product merch run and it just flop. I was thinking about doing a hoodie and a T-shirt that has something like this and then says it isn't easy, but it is simple. I don't know. Let me know what you think, you guys in the community, on TikTok, Instagram, whatever. All right, well, that's 2. I have at least 2 people that would buy. But Olivia, I saw you message me before I get off the stream. Is it something you wanted to read, a question? I don't want to violate in confidence if you did message me. But if you wanted something to share, I'm happy to do it. A hat would slap. That might slap with the higher up logo. Also really cool hats, carte blanche. This is the guy I rent office space from. But guys, Muda, Olivia, William, Kool-Aid, Joshua, Hope. We've got 16 people in here now. I'm going to go ahead and adjourn the stream here, unless you guys have any other questions for me about anything. Poppy's a little hungry. Of course, this stream will be available after the fact if you want to go back and listen to anything. I post the recordings in the community. But I'm grateful that y'all took time out of your evenings to spend some time with me at 7 o'clock on a Wednesday night. It means the world. Quick heads up, I will not be in the country for 10 days. I'm going to Chile to hike Patagonia and get remote as fuck. So I will not be on my phone. I'll be on my phone as little as possible, unplugging from social media. Okay, maybe a hat. And, an HU running hat. I thought about doing an HU running hat, a Boko gear hat. Like Nick Bear has a Boko gear hat. They're dope. Fasting playbook. Good one. That's a great one. And William, I know you asked me for a productivity playbook, but I don't think I'm qualified to speak on it because I'm not the most productive human. But I'm grateful for you guys. I love you all, genuinely. You all play a small part in changing the trajectory of my life forever. And I will never take that for granted. I wake up every day and I'm thankful for it. So I hope you all have a good day. Let's do a step check. Thank you, Hope. Thank you, Hope. No, wait. Thank you, Luke. Fuck. You guys are getting better at this than I am. All right, step check. Luke's at 21. Jesus, guys. What did you fucking do today? Everybody's kicking my ass. All right, well, looks like I'm walking after dinner. 21,000, 24,000, 28,000. Navid, you're welcome, brother. Williams at 14,000. 6470 steps. You guys are stepping. Valentina, go walk. Get your butt up and go walk. 9517. Watch comes in tomorrow. 7969. 5K. Muda, get your ass up. Go walk, man. What are you doing? I'm at 7:40 p.m. Eastern Standard and 13,780 steps. So, oh yeah, Hope's walking all day. She's got a walking pad. And Luke just got a walking pad from me. For those of you new to the community, I bought a walking pad for Luke for being the most active member of the community last month. I'll do challenges like that probably every month or every other month. So be posting, be commenting, interact with each other. The community is as valuable as you let it be, but you got to get involved. So everybody have a great night. I'm going to go make a big ass salad and enjoy a protein dense dinner. I love you guys. Have a good evening.